Losing weight is stressful enough, and then add to that getting married. Doing them both at once, as so many people across this country do, and then add in some TV cameras and a little competition just to round it out. And there you would have the story behind the CW Network's new reality show, Shedding for the Wedding. It's hosted by Sara Rue, who lost 50 pounds while planning her own wedding. So she knows a thing or two about the challenge facing 9 couples as they try to slim down and win the wedding of their dreams.
As a couple, you will be harnessed together to a pulley system rigged with a tension wire. The further you walk, the more the tension will increase. The first couple to release the trigger on their flower cannon will be the winner.
Okay.
But it's not going to be easy.
Sara Rue joins us in the studio. Good morning.
Good morning.
It's not going to be easy, but losing weight never is easy.
It really isn't. It really isn't.
So now you're hosting, we know you as an actress, and now you're hosting a reality show. You love watching reality TV, I understand, but you never really thought you'd end up in this role.
No, not at all. Not at all. I mean, I am totally a sucker for any reality television ever. But when they called and asked me to host it, I was sort of like, oh, I don't know. I mean, it sounds really great. But then there were so many similarities between the show and what was going on with me in real life that I felt like it was kind of a pay-it-forward opportunity for me. Just being the spokesperson for Jenny Craig for the last year and a half has been such a gift and like has totally changed my life. And so the thought of being involved in someone else's journey and being able to like maybe be a little part of like their growth, I don't know, it just seemed too good to pass up.
Well, and so many people have come to you over this past year and a half because you've done all of this very publicly.
Yeah.
And yet it's a very personal thing.
Yeah.
And it's really tough to get to that point too where you say, okay, I'm making a commitment now, I'm going to lose this weight.
Yeah.
And so people come to you for inspiration.
I know, it's so cool and weird because it's a struggle, you know, and I think that may be one of the reasons people do sort of trust me or ask me for advice is because I've always been really upfront about the fact that it's really hard, you know, and there's no magic pill. And I think it's funny that people always think like if you're on television, there's some like secret that everyone on TV knows about and like the real people don't know about. And it's so not true, you know, it's like calories in, calories out, and it's basic science when you break it down.
It's basic science and it's every day for the rest of your life.
Oh, God.
I know, isn't that the worst part?
It's the worst.
Just one day off would be nice.
But that's actually, you know, you can have like not a full day off, but it's really about, not to sound like, oh, but it's a lifestyle change, you know, it's not, if you start to think of it as like changing your life and changing the way your mind works, because for me, and I think for so many people, it's an emotional battle more than a physical one.
Yeah, and when you talk about an emotional battle and then you throw in, like we're going to see on this show, dealing with planning a wedding at the same time, which is stressful enough. You're getting married a little bit later this spring, so you know all about that. I mean, that particular challenge, these couples are up against something rough. When you met them, were they really feeling down and out?
Yeah, I mean, I think that they all, you know, they all really want to be there. And so it's compelling to watch because they're all truly fighting for these elements of their wedding that they care so much about. Like in our first episode, which aired a couple weeks ago, they were competing for their wedding dress and their tuxedo. And like, these women, the men too, but the women, they wanted those dresses, you know, and it was intense. And so every week they're competing for a different part of their wedding. So tonight's episode, they're competing to win their flowers. And there are some people who want those flowers, and they were not kidding around.
You will not get in their way. Did you find, for both yourself personally and then for these couples on the show, having some sort of a goal, does that make it easier for you beyond the goal of, you know, I just want to fit into those pants?
Yeah, I mean, I think ultimately, look, these people, the couples all want to look a certain way on their wedding day. And all of us, I mean, I'm getting married, we all have these ideals of what we want to look like on that special day. But I always try to remind them that it's not just about that day, but it's about that day signifying the start of the rest of your life. And so if you can go into a relationship at your happiest, healthiest point, then you're truly giving your partner a gift. And I would try to sort of make them remember that. So even if, you know, they didn't win their flowers, they were there for a good reason.
It's a great message and you're a great inspiration to so many people. Such a pleasure
you.
to have you with us. Come back and visit us again.
Thank you so much.